scrapbookers, it's Kelly Batten here from Creative Memories Home Office. Today I'm going to show you how to create this Cascade pull card with some of our cardstock, trimmer, adhesives and a decorative border punch recipient. So let's get started with making this card. So first of all, what you'll need to do is you'll want to punch along the edge of all of your sheets of cardstock. So let's do that with this navy cardstock right now. I'm going to use the guideline that is inside here, inside the punch, and I'm going to align my cardstock with that guideline. Just going to push that out the way so we've got some room to punch away here. So making sure that you're aligning the punched end of the cardstock with the design that is on the punch wings. And making sure also that you have pushed your piece of cardstock up against the back of the punch wings as well to make sure it is nicely aligned. There we go. So we're ready to now trim this cardstock. We're going to trim this with the punched edge aligned at 4 1/4 inches on the measuring guideline on your trimmer. Nice firm pressure on your blade housing there to make sure that the blade engages and cuts. And then the next step is to trim at 4 inches. We want 3 of these pieces of the navy with the decorative edge at 4 inches. So there we have 3 pieces there. So the next step is then to punch your other 2 sheets of cardstock, so your white and your sea green or whatever colours you're using. And I've already gone ahead and punched and trimmed what I need here. So I have 2 pieces of the white and I have 2 pieces of the sea green. So also measured at 4 1/4 inches this way and 4 inches this way. So they're all the same size. So the next step from there is going back to your first colour of cardstock that you're using 3 pieces of the flaps for. You'll want to trim a 4 inch by 12 inch strip, and then you'll also want a 1 inch by 12 inch strip. And here I've measured that on this side of the cutting guide. All right, so we'll just pop those there. On the original card, our example here, we have some section that is the crimson, and that is what will be this 12-inch piece. We have our smaller strip here that helps to act as a guide for the pull section. So that goes around the back, like so. And then we have our backing piece. So as you can see, I've used the white cardstock here. That is our backing piece on the back of the card. So I'm also going to use some more of the white for this card. So what we want is a strip that is 4 inches by, we'll need the ruler arm placed out for this one, by 8 1/2 inches. So there's our backing piece for the card. So I'm just going to pop that over there for the moment. Now what we want to do is swap to our scoring blade. So I have my scoring blade tucked away here in these handy little storage holes for the trimmer. So it's a great place to store all your blades when you're not using them. And then we can easily just flick open the blade housing there and swap to the scoring blade. Take the navy base piece and we want to score this at 4 inches And then every 1/2 inch, so I'm going to need that ruler out again. So every 1/2 inch for a total of 7 scores. So I've done 1 score, 2 scores, 6, and 7. And then you should end up on the 7-inch mark once you've scored all those pieces. All right, so now we just want to make sure we fold all these. You'll want the large section folded to the back. The next step from here is adhering all the pieces on. So the first thing that you can do is adhere the backing on with your tape runner. And then adhering on all of the flaps, you will start with the same color as this piece here, so the navy. And where you want to adhere that is just underneath. So I have the first fold there. You want to adhere that just under the first fold. So let's run the tape runner. Along there, which is just underneath the first score line. And then choose a contrasting color. So I'm going to go with the sea green next. And that goes in the next little section between the scores. And then you work your way up the card, alternating colors. Then the navy. Just folding over that adhesive there. Okay, so they are the flaps adhered. Now what we want to do with the backing strip is make sure we have the right measurements to go around the card. We're actually going to do this at 8.5 inches long, so that we have a little bit of space either side as well. So 8.5 inches long there, trim that off. And then the next step is to go back to your scoring blade, and you will want to score this strip at 2 1/8 from each side. So we're just measuring that up with the second line that is after the 2, so 2 1/8. And then we'll spin that around so we can do the other side, 2 1/8. Where we need to adhere this to is the last flap. But what it's going to do is it's just going to mean that by making this a little bit wider, it will slide over the card nicely. Just want to align that with the bottom of the other navy cardstock, but I can open up the flaps there, place some tape on the ends, fold it over, adhere it there on that side, and then we can adhere it there on that side. So it is a little fiddly, as you can see, but you can definitely do that easily. So that is the construction of the card, essentially. That is all constructed and ready to be pulled. And then you can decorate to your heart's content. So hopefully you can make some beautiful cards for your friends and family using this technique I've shown you today to create your very own pull card. Thank you.